Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Back to work today. It is 6 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I just wanted to make a short video today. I wanted to talk about the claims from Trump, from Donald Trump Jr., from Mike Pence. They seem to be coming out and saying that the Democrats are politicizing. They're politicizing the coronavirus. And then something appalling that seriously, just there's very few times that I am shocked and amazed when one of the Trump speaks, but this is one. Junior's got a way of saying even more disgusting, bizarre stuff than his father, and he said that the Democrats hope that millions die, that the coronavirus comes to the United States and millions of Americans die. That's what he said. So, since all three of them are saying this, and then Trump said at a rally Friday, I think it was, that as he stands in front of an entire crowd at a rally, he starts talking about how the Democrats, he starts mocking their names again, Buttigieg, and that's what Trump was saying, as you saw in my yesterday's video, calling Bernie an old man, and saying that they're weaponizing the coronavirus, that they're using it for politicizing it. So I wanted to see. So I went to Google, the Google search engine. I went to DuckDuckGo, I think it's called, a search engine, and the Samsung search engine. And I typed in a variety of things. Democrats hope coronavirus, Democrats. I typed in keywords: Democrats, Trump, candidates, liberal, coronavirus, dying, death, plague, and I typed in the. I initially started with Democrats and coronavirus and Trump, or Democrats criticize Trump. And I got the candidates talking about, and during the debate, talking about what they would do if they were the president, which I think is a great thing to talk about right now. Bernie and Biden and everybody talking about if they were president, this is how they'd handle it, which is, I think, is probably one of the best topics for them to discuss on that stage. Perfect thing to talk about right now. Of course, here and there, some people are pointing out that Trump cut funding to the CDC. I looked that up on PolitiFact, one of my favorite fact-checking sites, and Snopes, and he didn't. There's one little bit of false information, that he didn't fire the a half of the CDC. What he did was he cut funding in half for the CDC, and a good, I think the Rear Admiral, I can't remember his name, that was in charge, retired Rear Admiral from the Navy, that was in charge of the CDC, or very high up in the CDC. A bunch of the top people resigned. They resigned and left the CDC. So basically, the CDC was left without a good portion of its leadership and its top scientists after Trump cut funding 2 years ago. That's the truth. I didn't, I don't know if maybe it came across as sounding like some people might have put clickbait out there saying that just in the last couple of weeks that Trump fired the CDC or something like that. That I didn't see that, but that's false. If any of them implied that, that's not true, and I didn't even see anybody really imply that either. There was a little stuff that was borderline clickbait, but okay, in general, no, I could not find one instance of somebody saying that coronavirus will be the end of Trump, or Trump's mistakes will lead to death and Democrat taking over White House. There was nothing even close to that. Nothing even close to those claims that Democrats want millions to die to get rid of Trump. That's what Trump Jr. said. So I start thinking about this. So since they're, you know, and if I looked over 3 search engines, and I looked over them good, I looked over the Washington Post. I've got an app for the Washington Post. I've got an app for the Guardian. I looked over all the news sites, and there's nothing out there. There's nothing. Donald Trump Jr. is the only one that's saying anything about millions of people dying, involving anything to do with the Democrats, millions of people dying, and Trump. He's the only one saying this. And people talking about his statement saying that. That's it. So, this came up. This is all in Donald Trump Jr.'s mind. Now, he's done this before. He's pictured the worst case scenario, the most appalling, unrealistic thing that he could say about liberals or Democrats. That they want death, they want the destruction, they want the United States to burn in hell. And he says these things. And this is another example. It's untrue. No Democrat said that. Then Pence followed up and said, and justified Junior's claims by saying, well, we're just pushing back. And, you know, and he was okay. He was justifying this. Now what's worse? Junior is the one that came up with this idea in his head. He's worried that he's more worried about his father losing power than millions of people dying, really, is what he's saying. You know, this is something, because nobody did say that. No, there's not one person on any search engine, any internet, any news site that said anything like that. I looked on Twitter too. I can't find anything. So this is something that Junior came up with in his head. So what does that say about his psyche to begin with? And then Pence backs him up and justifies him, saying that Democrats want millions to die, so Trump will lose the White House. Okay, and then Trump said in his rally that Democrats are politicizing the coronavirus. The only thing I saw Democrats talk about was Trump cutting funding to the CDC, which is the truth. They talked about what they would do if they were in power, which is a great thing to talk about. And those are the only things I found. Not even any hard criticism. If there's any criticism I've seen from Democrats or liberals or the candidates, it's justifiable facts about cutting CDC. I didn't even find anything about borders. Trump's been rambling about borders too. And, you know, and it's not like any of this is coming up from Mexico anyway. So these things they're talking about and they're blaming on Democrats, from every fact I can see, is coming just from them. All these scary tactics, all this stuff about millions of people dying that are coming through our borders, it's all coming from their minds. I haven't seen one liberal or Democratic person say this in any search I've done. So now it takes me to this. Who then is politicizing the coronavirus? Really? You have Donald Trump standing in front of an entire rally talking about the coronavirus and his opponents. I'm pretty sure that would be using the coronavirus, politifying the coronavirus. It's just incredibly hypocritical too. He's standing there doing exactly what he claims the other side's doing. But like I said, I think the most appalling thing that I found was Junior saying that liberals, Democrats, anti-Trump people are hoping, wishing that millions of Americans are going to die. And no, I cannot find one instance of anyone saying that. Not even close to saying that. So, I mean, and it's messed up on two levels. It's messed up that he's lying, and it's messed up that his own mind is coming up with this. That right there, what he's doing, making up this rumor, is politicizing the coronavirus. And then Pence joins in and justifies what Junior said. All three of them All three of them, just hypocritical, and the stuff they're coming up with is appalling too. You know, the whole thing about million. They're the only ones that are talking about politics and millions of people dying. Nobody else is. At least I did the best search I could because I wanted to know if any liberal or Democrat actually said anything close to that, and I can't find one instance of it. If you guys can, show me. Besides for some bizarre 4chan backroom tweet or something. All right, you guys have a good Monday.